Hello, this is Robin again, part 15, and I'm continuing on the work I did for part 14. This is the area I made with residential and the farming up on the right side. And I'm adding in a subway there, as you can see, because I've figured out I need more connections to the outside world. Nothing has happened on the agriculture area I made earlier. As you can see, it's nothing happening there. So I am checking in to see what I can do to make it grow, and I pick a few more choices. But let's go back to the residential area I was building. Make these connections is always a bit of a struggle. At least I need it through the water as is. And I just keep adding on my network web and trying to figure out where the route should go this time. And it's quite complicated. And on the left side there I have a subway track going. I made it very big, and instead of taking the whole trip, it just always goes back the same way it came. And I have to remember to rename them all because it's difficult otherwise. I can't just go and keep calling them 15 and 14, and I'm going to mess up with episodes and you name it. I don't know if you remember the old station I had here, the very big fancy thing. Here I managed to connect through that part of track I couldn't remove earlier. I could connect to it, but I just can't make it go away. I decided to take this train section outside of my regular area, and there's a bit of a I didn't realize it was so high, but it's extremely high actually. So I had to lower it a bit. First lift and then lower. The station has a subway underneath and a train tracks above, so I connect both. It's actually a very nice little thing. You will see it later, but it doesn't have any building above, so it's just like very crowded with a hole for the subway in the middle, and here I am trying to connect to a railway station I made earlier, and making lots of lots of train tracks I end up not using, basically, because I in the end made the train going somewhere else, I think. When I made this many train tracks, it's part of trying to solve a traffic issue with trains. And here you see I have a problem with water suddenly flowing. Is that boat going through the... I think the ship was going through the bridge I just made. Never mind. And I'm connected to the line on this side. I could have told you what my plans was for this train. What do you call it? Train line connection inside. But I'm not sure I had that many plans actually. It was rather messy. But the new station is working very nicely. The old one was I had troubles connecting lines because I couldn't hit the lines. I just ended up not finding the lines I wanted to use. And here I just end up deciding on a steep solution, because the space was made for the station I couldn't use. So here I make new bridges across to the industrial area, and hope to. And I make two of them because I think it might be useful later on, without really having a plan for that either. It's just yeah, well, it's always nice to have another one. And the other one is not even connected yet, and I don't think I connected in this session at all. It's still unconnected when I'm finished, I think. I remove it several times because I have to do changes to it because it's not going the way I wanted it to, and in the end I end up using the track for something different than I was originally planning. But it goes through to the plane station, what do you call it, airport probably, and the middle of Hickory Street, and so the people on the new residential area should have quite a few options. And I had troubles connecting to the lower part of the airport station because it just wouldn't connect there. It has 4 tracks, the airport station, so it's not small, but it's still difficult to make it right. But at least I have some sort of order when it comes to train. Earlier I couldn't even make a train track work. It was also messy. But the removal of the big station fixed the issue, but it's not really looking that as nice with the separate tracks and everything. It's looking older, and well, the station I had was very nice and looked really lovely. But there you are, it has to work as well, so. And the big round thing with the industry, I have tried to put in some more roads there because it's lots of pedestrian routes in there, and I don't really understand why they need so many pedestrian routes. I mean, you can just use the side of the road, can't you? I think it's well, not very efficient. So I have tried to. I think I'm going to replace most of those pedestrian routes with industry and roads, routable roads. And I made an airport shuttle as well. Nice to have. It goes in all those little cramp places in the airport. It's quite a busy train station, and I have some of these commercial buildings. It has 3 connections for a subway, and I guess that is 6 lines or something. But I probably have more than that meeting in a bottom. And I need some residential areas here by the big industrial area as well, because I need workers. For some reason, the people don't really work. They don't take the trams, and I'm thinking about using Tyler homes in this area. So I'm thinking Tyler homes is better with these diagonal roads. Probably, I'm not entirely sure, but I think that might be a better solution. And then I had to redo some of the roads to fit the buildings. And I decided on some of the smaller roads with only one direction to take off some of the potential. And I was planning to have more than the 4 buildings of Taylor homes there, but it's not quite working the way I wanted it to, and it's difficult to. And I want a connection to the industrial area because I want them to work there, so I end up building a access route to the industry on the other side. It's only one way though, so it can't be that busy. I mean, it's not not the widest roads. Perhaps I could widen it out later. And then I have these pedestrian routes between the Taylor homes. I'm trying to connect and put up a high place for people to walk above all those exits for the cars. And it's a bit crooked and strange here, but I change that later to be a bit more fluid and organic. But it's still quite high, I think. I could perhaps have made it a bit lower. But I can do that later on, perhaps. I don't know. Because it needs to go in between the exits, and yeah, I probably have to cheat something to make that work. And here I'm putting down some of those avenue things I've used earlier, just to make the area a bit more nice, because these Taylor homes has very little in the way of beautification. And here I'm trying to make a pedestrian route for the subway train station I talked about earlier. You see, the train is just driving straight over these people when they change and they move across the. I need to fix that later on, I think. It's quite a busy place. It has it had more than 300 people using that station at once a time. So just making it into an area, calling it Cypress Residential, and the station is then Cypress Station. Now I need a bus route for that area to go to the industrial, because I want them to work there. And I guess to be able to work in the industrial area, it shouldn't be too well educated, I guess. I don't know. I like people to have their education. I mean, educated people can work anyway, can't they? Education is very good. And actually, I make a route here that goes back and forth between the industrial area and different areas of living. 3 times it goes from different parts of this area, takes the one-way road, and then it goes to the industrial on the right side through that one-way road and come back through a different part of this area, picks up a different route with the Tyler homes, goes down a new one-way road, comes up again in a different area, and I do that 3 times on this with the same route. Perhaps not the most efficient, but it's very easy to name. I mean, it's going from Hickory to Cypress, and that's it. It should be quite a busy route as well, I guess. Hopefully, I hope it's going to be a lot of people there working. And here I'm trying to make this pedestrian route more used. I don't know. I saw a strict toast putting down a crossing for pedestrians in the middle of the street somewhere. I guess there is a crossing here, but I don't know. I don't like that. It could be a very busy place. Perhaps I can make it below ground, actually, and I'm thinking that may be a solution. Yeah. Yeah, and they are sick. And then I get on to do something I haven't done much before, and that is beautification between the Tyler Homes area and the industrial zone on the other side. I've seen Strict Toaster and many others doing this several times before, but it's not something I done a lot of. So I'm using quite a few of the mods I have to place the keys around that area. And then it's a question of finding the right tree, because suddenly they all look so small, you know. But then I found this tree, could be nice probably, I don't know. And I know Strict Toaster used to put stones to make it look a bit more nice. I could do that because the houses or the lots with Tyler Homes doesn't have any, what do you call it? They don't have any beautification around the houses, so I have to build up beauty areas outside the lots themselves, which is of course probably the right way. I don't know what these Tyler homes are meant for. They could be meant for less fortunate people, of course. But I like people to be fortunate everywhere. So I'm just, and then I put it on a parking lot there, as you can see on the right side. It's by the subway and everything. I don't know. It's probably very close to where they live, so they might not need it right there. But it's looking nice, I think. And here I'm putting down some trees to make it look nice, but you see it's cramped in between the streets and the tile homes, and I can't fit it in there. But this area needs some beautiful trees and something, and perhaps a park later on. I don't know. Yeah, well, I'm doing this almost. Well, I haven't done much of it before, as I said, so it's a learning process. And I had put on a crematory and a sauna there, as you can see, because they are sick and they don't use the hospital, and I'm wondering why. Is that because they are practicing voodoo or something? I don't know. It's a bit old, actually. So many people living here, and they don't use the hospital. And here I am again trying to make this area look nice, and trying to learn how to use this line tool, and trying to fit something in between the lots and the road, which isn't at all easy. Let's then move on to more beautification during the day, where I can see what I'm doing. And this is the crossing through to the industrial area from the trailer homes. And I need some beautification here as well. And what should I put down in this area, you might think? These trees kind of should be nice. And then I need more keys. And I can't see what I'm doing anymore. I should probably have turned off the time on this one, but then I forgot. So there you are. And this one very easily goes past or into the street, and that's not going to work if you want a nice looking street. I know I made quite a few videos in the beginning from direct taking shots and then commenting on the video as I made it, but I have problems with my game crashing quite a lot, and I have read other creators having the same kind of problems. So I decided that doing this time-lapse thing with commentary after could work for me. I have tried before, didn't like it then, but with a bit of adaptation it could actually work quite nice. I thought Strict Toaster several times has been talking about different things, and Sim Supplies was also talking about different things on the video. James, and I could do that as well. So I'm thinking I should keep doing this time lapse because I don't need to focus so much on what I'm doing in the video either. It's much easier to edit afterwards, because I don't need to focus on what I should keep and what I should doing changes to, new comments on. I can just have this going and then do the comment later on. And this is the affluent areas with what did I put down again? Oh yeah, it was museum on the left side. No, the right. This was in the museum, yes. And this is a hospital below the comment there. Yeah, and I need to expand the government area a bit, putting in some offices. I don't know if that is doable with the theme I have for that district. And I'm changing the name for a station, cargo station, yes. As you can see, the near building is missing employees, I think it says. I don't know. It's lots of people living here. But I'm missing, I need more residential, it says down in the left there. And more commercial. And here you see now the agricultural area has started to develop, which is beautiful, but I probably need a train there, a cargo station probably. I don't know. There's lots of big trucks going in that direction. So here I am trying to make a new connection to the highway. I'm thinking I can do this on my own. I don't need to have so many intersections downloaded, I think. I just need to find a good style for these intersections. And this one is in a rather queer place with lots of curved roads, so it needs to fit in that kind of place. So the one on the right side is probably more suitable for the road. The other one on the left side is more steep, probably. Okay, it works in this area at least. But then I realized that the road I am connected to here is actually a one-way road. It only goes one direction. So I changed the one above the highway to a two-way road, and then I delete these two here so I can make it kind of a more roundabout kind of style. And so it's not a problem with it being a one-way road, because the one I'm picking up now is two-way. Because you see the intersection in the middle of the plants is one way, one direction. All those exits from that station is one way. And here is more agricultural area, and it's very nicely placed. When I'm listening close in on this agricultural area, I can actually hear cows and lots of farming noises, which I think it's kind of nice. And my next issue to solve is this crossroad where it's queuing up with cars, and what can I do about this? And I'm trying to make this only one direction, which I have to cheat my way to do. And I'm not entirely sure if it's working better to make it one, so I use traffic precedent to assign the two left lanes for traffic going in the left direction. So I had two lanes for that, and then after a while I realized that that's not working either. And this is the Nero Palace. The streets, the little street outside Nero there is two-way road, and it's very narrow. So I end up making it a one-way road instead of widening it. Because on the right side of this little intersection I have a big one-way road going in the other direction. This concludes this fourth session of playing, so see you next time. Thank you.